Without objection, the gentleman is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Chairman, Speaker, Leader, all the above. This bill is long in coming, and it's important in all of our districts to give people that opportunity to re-enter society quickly and easily. It's not easy. When people are in prison and you just release them, you're in essence dumping them out rather than giving them a path to have a productive life. I want to thank Mr. Armstrong and Mr. Reschenthaler for co-sponsoring this bill. I thought Kenny's statements, Mr. Armstrong's statements were outstanding, that this should be called a reinvestment act, or some states call it a reinvestment act or reinvestment trust. It makes a lot of sense. You know, in New York, there was a terrible killing, terrible, sad murder of a young lady in Morningside Park last December. A 13-year-old and two 14-year-olds stabbed and killed a talented, beautiful young lady going to Barnard College. Killed her, stabbed her, killed her, robbed her. One of the assailants' father was in prison. He was released and returned to prison on a violation of his conditions of release. You don't know it, but it's entirely possible that if he were had the availability of one of these process centers, that he would have gotten a better start in life, and maybe he would not have gone back to prison, and maybe he would have instilled better values in his son, and that lady would still be alive. So this is important for the children of the incarcerated, for the incarcerated that were released, for their children and their families, and for the people who have been victims of assault, murder, by people who have not had parents to give them any better direction in life. But obviously, he's issued about 37 pardons while he should be issuing thousands, because there are people in prison for victimless offenses and have been there, they're old and should be released because of the fact that they're old and have served plenty of time, and so there should be thousands of people released, not just Kim Kardashian, our friends of Sylvester Stallone, are people who contributed and held fundraisers for millions like Milken. But that's another issue for another day, and maybe for the next month and a half, 2 months. With that, I thank the representative for her work. I hope and I yield back the balance.